Thank you for listening to the Christian radio blog, and we're going to talk about the very serious topic about sodomy and sodomites. Yeah, it's a very serious topic. What in the world is going on with this topic? Why haven't we talked about it? Because we don't really know enough about this subject. But I have to tell you from personal experience, when they're teaching your kids all these sex positions in these books that are made for children, we must talk about sodomy and sodomites. The sodomites are going after your children, and they're going after the children hard. And I have to tell you, that man that stands at the podium and makes fun of the God-given rights that America has been given is disgusting, okay? He looks at kids, he's weird, and that's the way it is. All right, I said enough. All right. Sodomy is an act that's performed willingly or unwillingly. It's an act that's performed by a sodomite. A sodomite is somebody who engages in a sex practice called anal sex or anal intercourse, however you might put it. It's a conversation that I wanted to have a long time ago. Whenever somebody performs this kind of sex act on somebody unwillingly, it is called rape. And the thing is that there are a lot of people here on this channel that have had this conversation with their friends, family, about what are they doing when it is a rape situation. Since they talk about abortion being this topic whenever they discard a baby when it's rape, what about when it's anal intercourse and it's rape? This is a serious subject that I'm talking about. Sodomy is against the law. You cannot sodomize somebody against their will. And the thing is that there are crimes that have gone unpunished. And this is the way this is going in America, because they have softened the laws on gay rights and gay unions and gay marriage, that now whenever someone's sodomized, they don't punish the rapists. Prison rape is a serious crime. It is. It's going on. I know. I've been a victim of this. In 1995, I was sleeping in my bed, and this is what happened to me. And the person got away with it. The thing is that there was nobody to turn to, nobody to talk to about it back then. And I can tell you that sodomites are evil. They are. They're and no one knows what. You can't just look at somebody and say, oh yeah, they're a sodomite. You can't assume for a second that you know what a sodomite looks like unless you know that they have a certain characteristic or the fruit they bear, more or less. You know what I mean? I got to take that word back for a second, because it's the fruit they bear, more or less. Okay? All right. We had to have this conversation because this is a loaded one. Okay? Now, everybody that has recently saw all the things that are going on in our schools and what's going on with the kids in schools, they blame all these school shootings. Now you got these kids that are disgruntled. They aren't getting an education. They're not reading. They're probably not even attending school. They're spending too much time on the computer, and they're not getting a quality education. And then you got these individual students that go in and shoot up the school. What happens is there's no doubt in my mind there's problems in the school system, okay? No question. or you wouldn't have a lone gun shooter going into the schools, shooting up the school, okay, and killing and murdering other students, okay? The problem is not the guns. It's the student that's shooting, okay? Now, what they want to do is they want to punish gun owners, okay? And what they want to see is they want to punish all these Americans. And what's the hardship that we're finding ourselves in is that we're watching all this stuff going on in the geopolitical, well, in geopolitics, more or less, okay? And the punishing the political prisoners that are in the from the January 6th have been now. It's so serious is that 3 individuals had committed suicide in the jail. So it just proves to me that this is a very serious situation that's going on in Washington, D.C. And it's not a good outcome at all, no matter which way you look at it, okay? Now, there's a lot of left, right, and people in the center, okay, including the rhinos, okay? The problem we face in America is just so brutal that we don't know what kind of elections we're going to have. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. All we know is that most Christians are waiting for Jesus Christ to return and wait for the Lord to put the government on his shoulders, okay? And what would the Lord do to correct this problem, like with the abuse of children, especially the Sodomites? The Sodomites, the worst of the worst, okay? I mean, the ones that are reading books to children about how to fist and do these things that you hear about that are going on in the school library. I mean, if that's where it's going on, I don't know if that's the place that they're reading the books, and they're probably reading it in the classroom, for God's sake. Okay. What do you think the Lord would do? Because we need to know justice. We need to know that justice exists again, okay? We need to know that justice will prevail, okay? And in the justice system that we see now, okay, what's going on in Washington, D.C., they're going after Trump. And it looks like Trump is going to be indicted, okay? And that looks like justice to those who hate Trump, okay? But what it looks like to the rest of the people that support Trump is it looks like a sham, okay? So whichever way you decide on this, okay, you could go either way on this. You could be on the left of this. You could be on the right on this. I'm looking at this and I'm saying Trump was a good president up until a certain point. He made some decisions that I didn't agree with, but overall, he did the right thing about not going to war. He did not send us into wars that we couldn't afford. So there was a lot of things I liked about what Trump did. So there's a lot of people that hate Trump. They hated everything he stood for. So you wouldn't be able to talk those people out of any of this, that they want him indicted. But to me, the things that are going on in our schools, the issues with gay marriage, and the issue on the Sodomites is so incredible. It's so heavy. I have to talk about it to to you in a way that makes sense. The actual sexual assaults that are going to go on from here on in are probably, we don't even really know the real crime statistics of the rapes and abuses that are going on now, that they're going unreported, and especially among children. We don't even know because of the exploitation of our police departments. We don't know. All I know is that I hope that when we get a chance to report and do more of these blogs, we'll have a better answer soon.